Joining us now, courtesy of great clips in advance of March Madness, SNL cast member Mikey Day here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Mikey?
I'm fantastic. It is an honor to talk to you, sir. I'm a massive fan, so I'm in the presence of greatness. And I want you to know I'm aware of that.
Mikey Day, I greatly appreciate you being so kind to say that. And to start this interview, I'm asking a question for my children to start, because I'm the best at ever. This mug that's here, quick question. Is it cake?
Is it cake?
Is it cake, Mikey?
Maybe not. That you have young children.
I do.
Because children love that show. They are crazy about it.
My kids.
I'm approached on the street by young children who are like, "You're the cake man." I'm like, that sounds a little odd, but
so
I can tell whenever someone has little kids, because they'll be like, "Hey, can I get a picture?"
Dude, it is the truth, but not to be a stickler, I need an answer. Is it cake, Mikey? Is this cake?
I'm trying to see. I mean, the camera can't zoom in, right?
No, hold on.
I mean, it is.
Lean forward too, right there. There you go.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to look at the handle. I don't know. It's moving around. I'll say no. If it is,
It is
I'm
not
terrible.
cake, Mikey. I don't have that sort of budget.
I was like,
this isn't network television.
There's no way he made a mug out of cake for my interview. Maybe a huge star, maybe.
No. Like I said, this isn't network television. I don't have that kind of budget, Mikey. But
fantastic.
Hey, it's great to meet you. I am a big fan of you and what you do, and I've got tons of questions about all that. But I definitely want to get to the great clips and what you're doing here, talking about
clips.
Yes, sir. And the NCAA tournament. What is this all about? How can we get involved? Mikey?
I went and shot with great clips, and I shot with Mr. Hunter Dickinson in Kansas.
Yes.
A 7'2", wonderful, friendly giant.
Yes.
He was such a sweetheart, so nice. And we went down, and Great Clips gave us haircuts. And we were just promoting. You go to greatclips.com /10 off. You can get a $10 haircut in March Madness. And I think that's the real story of this year's March Madness, is that I got a haircut from Great Clips.
It's not Auburn being the top seed overall. It's not like the upset cities that might happen between the 5 and 12 seeds. It's your haircut.
Unfortunately, Mr. Eisen, no. It's my haircut from Great Clips.
But
they gave Hunter and I really cool haircuts. Hunter, of course, looked way cooler than me. But it was a blast, and everyone there was super cool. And it's going on through April 4th.
Okay, all the way through, all through the entire madness. That's the first upset of March Madness, is that your haircut is the top story of the tournament.
The first upset.
The glass slipper fits for Mikey Day and his barber at Great Clips.
Breaking news! Breaking news! We interrupt this story about Russia and Ukraine. Mikey Day digs his haircut.
And we
have after this.
And we have a montage. One shining haircut. Here it is. No, I don't have the budget for that either, Mikey. I don't.
No cake mugs, no montage.
I don't have it. So, do you fill out a bracket? Do you do such a thing, Mikey?
You know what? This is going to come as a shock.
Okay.
I'm not the biggest sports dude.
Okay. So
and I know my physicality would say otherwise, but
that's all good. So is there an SNL tournament pool though? Is there
you know what? I did get an email.
Okay.
I did get an email about it.
Okay.
But I don't know enough to like go in on it. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't matter.
But I am.
It doesn't matter.
I know you just kind of throw it all in. Yes. But I am all in on I'm all in on Kansas because of my one and only basketball friend, Hunter.
Well, I mean,
So I'm all in.
But you're a Bruin, right? UCLA? Did you not go to Pauley Pavilion? Did you not?
I went to Pauley Pavilion. Okay. I'm a UCLA fan.
Okay.
So, I mean, is UCLA in there? I don't know how good we are right
Yes. You're a 7 seed, just like Kansas. So I would suggest if you do get in the SNL pool, you maybe aim higher.
That's what I was going to say. That UCLA is 7th seed.
But
right.
Mikey, that's the key, is when you get into a pool, an NCAA tournament pool, folks like yourself who aren't experts at it, we're all throwing darts. We're all throwing darts. We don't know. Nobody knows. Absolutely nobody knows. But you winning it, the fact that you could walk around, you know, you're the entire Art Deco, the Art Deco hallowed halls of 30 Rock, Mikey.
The Art Deco
yes. The fact that you could walk around, you know, to use an SNL phrase, cock of the walk, you know, and just walk around, man, and say, I won the pool. That's what it's all about. You should do it.
I will kick open the door to Lorne Michaels' office and say, I won the March Madness bracket. Put all my sketches on, please.
That's it.
Oh, absolutely. Sure. Yeah. I didn't know you won. That would be fantastic.
Mikey Day here on the Rich Eisen Show. I want to ask you about some of the sketches, man, that I love. We had Nate Bargatze here just a few weeks ago, and he told us about the George Washington sketch. And is it true you were a part of the writing staff that wrote this sketch for Nate, Mikey?
Yes, that is correct. Along with Streeter Seidel, we wrote the first one, and then the second one we had some help from Mike DiCenzo at the show. There he is. There's President Washington. He is the perfect George Washington. It's unbelievable. You would never think when he first came on that he would just fit the role so well, but there's like a stoic nature to like Nate sometimes, and then like all the imagery of Washington. He's just kind of like chilling with a straight face. So the two just merged so well. You would never think they would mesh so well. But he was perfect.
What led to the idea of doing something like that to begin with, Mikey?
My colleague Streeter is obsessed with history and is always obsessed with America's weird weights and measurements. So that's what spurned the idea, and then we kind of tried to think of the most stakes and kind of most like dramatic environment to place this conversation, and it eventually led to George Washington telling his troops, this is why we're fighting. This is what America's going to be all about. We're going to use yards and miles, and everyone else is going to use kilometers. It is insane when you think about it. When you really kind of like start to think about it for more than 5 minutes, you're like, why? It just the metric system is so easy and simple. Yet we're like, nope, feet, yards, to the point where there has to be two of everything, like kilometers and miles per hour. So, and then Nate just absolutely crushed it. It was just one of those cool SNL things where kind of you can't really plan it. There's just some weird alchemy in the air where the right host and the right material, and it just kind of comes alive. We did not expect the response. We really liked the sketch, and throughout the week, it didn't feel like it felt fine, but then when Nate got in front of an audience, it just kind of came alive.
He said that he was not expecting it to maybe make the show even, and that in dress rehearsal, it crushed so significantly that it was a no-brainer it was going to make it, is what he told us.
Yeah, it felt like it was on thin ice, and because on its face, the blocking is just literally Nate crossing back and forth. So it just felt like, I hope this works. So doing it in kind of the crew's always nice and laugh, but at rehearsals without an audience, you're like, we'll see. And then felt kind of shaky. And then, at dress rehearsal. And it was like late in the show too. It was like, I want to say after the second music. Anything after second music, you're like, we'll see. This is where the experimental stuff goes. And we're like, ooh, second to last. Yikes. Not the best placement. But then, it went really well, and it rose. It was a big come up, a big glow up.
That was amazing, Mikey. No doubt about it. Another sketch that went completely viral was the one of Beavis and Butthead with Ryan Gosling. And another sketch where Kenan Thompson is just so hilarious in it.
The goat.
Goat. So what led to this one, and obviously Ryan Gosling not being able to keep it together and the rest of the cast not being able to keep it together, was fantastic. Hilarious.
It's so fun when Ryan hosts. It feels like, I mean, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
I can't keep it
I
together.
like that
right?
he still kind of looks like good looking. You know what I mean?
Yep.
His base layer is so gorgeous that it shines through. And whenever he hosts, it feels like the cool popular kid is hanging out with the drama nerds. You know what I mean? He's always really nice, but there's this, everyone's giddy. Like, Ryan's so nice. We had that idea, again, Streeter, Seidel, and I, for a long time, and it's so dumb. And we had tried it years ago, but the through line in that one is a conversation about AI, but the original interview that we're in the background of was like kind of a Scott Peterson, like a man who's suspected of killing his wife and being interviewed about it. And he's like, I'm sorry, there's a man who looks like Beavis in the background, but I think that was ultimately too dark. You know what I mean? Like, but AI is a little more palpable. I guess, you know, there's some dark aspects to AI, what some people prognosticate for its future, but like talking about I did not murder my wife is a little, I think it iced people out a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and then like years later, it's always been on my desktop, the script file for Beavis and Butthead. Like, maybe we always wanted to bring it back, and then we thought if anyone could push it over the top, it would be Gosling, and sure enough, it did. And he's always kind of giggly, but I feel like you're so on board with it. You know what I mean? You're just like, yeah, because it doesn't feel forced. You know, he's just having a really good time.
Well, I imagine that's another one of those where, you know, you do it around a table and it's one thing, but then you put on the makeup and he puts on the makeup and the costume, and now you just must have looked at each other.
Yes. Because the host is always running around during the show, like from one sketch to the next. So you don't really get a chance. I didn't get a chance to see him before. And I mean, 99% of that is Louis Zakarian and Jody Mancuso who do the hair and makeup, because I mean, they crushed it. And my lip, it was just a weird mouthpiece that like pushed my gum up. It was like fake teeth and braces, but it was like Indiana Jones' hat, that mouthpiece. It like made it. And then I think that picture I think is from Dress, because they ultimately I think moved the hair back a little bit, which gave me even more head. And then when Heidi looked back and just saw my monstrosity, she couldn't hold it together. It was again one of those special fun moments, you know. Man, you can't plan.
Mikey, I could go on and on, but the Great Clips people have other people for you to chat with, and I'd love to just invite you back on, and we'll just chop it up, man.
That would be amazing.
I would love it.
Thank you. Again, I am not blowing smoke. I'm a legit fan, and I always like it when you have someone affiliated with A Few Good Men, and you're like, what was Nicholson like? I'm like, yes, he asks the questions I want to know.
Thank you, Mikey.
So
I'm with you.
I am a legit fan. So thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
And right back at you, Mikey. I love watching you in SNL. We watch it as a family. And the same thing is It Cake as well. And like I said, would love to have you back on and talk about the 50th and so much more. So let's do it if you don't mind.
I would love it. I would love to.
And Wild and Out.
That's it. That's right. Wild and Out.
Oh, wow. That's going back. I would love to chat about Wild and Out. Maybe have some rap battles.
Let's do it. We will absolutely do it. So everybody check out the Great Clips $10 off haircut offer from Great Clips in terms of March Madness. GreatClips.com/March Madness. Mikey Day, the future winner of the SNL NCAA tournament pool.
Thank you.
That's here.
So nice of you.
On the Rich Eisen Show. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.